back to another episode of the Counterculture Podcast. I didn't know you were. Oh, good thing we're not live.
Surprise.
Yeah, welcome to our Thanksgiving special, early Christmas special, whatever you want to call it.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. You know, again, today is a few days before Thanksgiving, and really, Thanksgiving is just a pit stop on the way to the North Pole. I mean, let's be real. Just the way it is. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, yeah. I think Halloween's the only thing keeping it back.
Oh, it's the only thing. Yeah, it like holds it at bay, right? You hear like,
but only barely.
Yeah, you hear Mariah Carey's like "All I Want for Christmas," and the only thing that keeps that from really poking its head out is this is Halloween from the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, well,
which is that a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
I think it's both, which is
Hollow Christmas.
Just as scary. You know, if that's the thing keeping it back, it's got its toe in each pond. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's why it can keep it held at bay, because it kind of gives you just a little
taste. A transitionary phase for movie. But what I will say is, even before Halloween this year, I think it was Walmart and Target were already doing Christmas stuff. Before Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty typical retail. I mean, retail stores or whatever. But I guess before we jump into it, right, because we have a fun little show planned for today, make sure you like, subscribe, right, hit the notification bell down below. Share the show with your friends. If you prefer the audio version, right, you can find us on Apple and Spotify, where you should go to also leave us a 5-star review and share it with your other podcast listening friends, if they are still around, that just listen. Because even I don't drive as much as I used to. That's why I like to, I think, watch things more than I used to. I used to listen to a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Well, I meant that as like I watch YouTubers.
Right, like you watch
But I also am
podcast,
a YouTuber.
We are YouTubers. That is true.
Look at us.
Have we entered the Matrix?
I think it's always been going, but now we're just aiding and abetting.
Indeed. So on this week's episode, right, first and foremost, we're going to have a deep dive discussion on the excellent film that is The Marvels that has just recently come out.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
I'm about to say, I don't know if you saw it, heard anything about it. I have pretended like it never even happened.
Of course I didn't go see it.
I think it's the biggest flopping Marvel movie ever.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying.
I think it only made like $30 million its opening weekend or something ridiculous. I mean, bad. But they get what they deserve. In
the light of Marvel, Lucasfilm or LucasArt, whatever you want to call it, they just kind of did a little shock and awe. So, it's Kevin Feige, I think?
For Marvel?
Yeah. No.
Who's talking about Dave Filoni?
Dave Filoni, that's what it is.
Yeah.
He's the head of Lucasfilms.
Yeah, he's now the creative director or whatever.
Yeah.
They haven't technically gotten rid of Kathleen Kennedy.
No, she's still there. She's still president or whatever, but he's
now in charge of projects moving forward.
Yeah, so he's always been like, he's always had his hands on the producing part, but the way some people were talking about it, it's like when something's already done, like a pot, like somebody made a stew, it's already done. Mm-hmm. You can't change the ingredients, but I mean, you can like add a little bit of seasoning to taste, kind of to try to help it along. Mm-hmm. But now he's on the cutting room floor. He's going to be part of the narrating and storytelling and like how he builds the world. So hopefully things get better for at least the Star Wars franchise. I mean, I know you've had some more bad taste with it. I've actually been giving it more grace than you have lately.
I think part of it is because I grew up loving it so much that seeing it done, it's not that it's just done badly, but like done without like giving a shit seemingly, like it's just a product, but also focusing on, as someone would say, like the message versus telling a good cohesive story. It's more, we're going to focus on making sure we have a diverse cast, right? We're inclusive, all this kind of stuff.
I feel like we're slowly getting away from that now, at least with the Star Wars side.
I think there is some alleviation of that, part of it is I think that in a certain way, Lucasfilm has hit a almost quasi rock bottom that I think Marvel is also going through, but it's going to be a lot harder for Marvel to recover from it, I think, than it is for Lucasfilm. Just because, like with Star Wars, you can kind of technically do whatever you want. Like it's kind of a blank canvas where you're not held to anything particularly. Like one thing that's been talked about for a long, long, long time, right, for people that like Star Wars is like the Old Republic, right? If you remember, I don't know.
Knights of the Old Republic, the games and all that?
Yeah, like, it's always been talked about, right? And so you can do something like that is not, it's not connected to anything, right? It's just in this world that you know.
It's like going Old Testament. You know what I mean?
That is a great comparison. Absolutely.
Well, no, you're right. I mean,
there's a lot of great stuff there that they can do.
The storytelling is pretty much limitless.
Yeah,
there's so
truly.
much lore.
You have to get people to buy into it, but it's limitless.
You can canonize it, but I mean, because at this point it's Disney, so Lucas has nothing to do about it.
Yeah. So, which again, ironically enough, is turned out to be a bad thing.
But I think that the powers that be, for at least, there's still some good ones that are trying. And I think they'll bring it around. You haven't watched Ahsoka yet, haven't you?
No, I haven't. And again,
I liked it.
I've heard
a lot.
I've heard mixed reviews on it, which is again a more positive thing to say versus like most other Star Wars stuff was like bad. Like Mando season 3, pretty much like kind of bad.
Yeah, at
as
this
far
point,
as what we were.
It's just him and Baby Yoda, and people are just eating it up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and so, but part of it, that's unfortunate because, like, season 1 and even season 2, like, there was some really great stuff in there, right? Like, that.
Did you watch chapter or book 3 of Mando?
No, I didn't see. I still haven't watched season 3. No, I haven't.
It wasn't bad. I still watched it. Yeah. It's better than.
You mean season 3, Rise of the Girl Boss? And apparent, whatever her name is, the orange haired lady, whatever her name is.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like how it's all tying together.
Apparently,
it's not the Mando show anymore. But
apparently, well, it's funny you say that.
He's simping for her though.
He is simping, but here's the thing: is that like apparently Pedro Pascal is like kind of like distancing himself from it. So, like Mando may actually change into actually more of like a Bo-Katan show, apparently, which is not, like a terrible.
I feel like that's what they. Not that what they try to do with the Book of Boba Fett, but that thing was. Ugh.
It's really cringy. It's really like it could have been good, and it's just like
it had a few moments, but I'm not there for moments. I'm there for like
a good show. Like I'm there for a good cohesive story.
And you had people wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
All you had to do was just not drop the ball.
All you have to do is not suck at your job.
That's the thing. It's like when you're starting something from scratch and you've got all this money on the line, you got to you have to get these production studios and everybody on board and get approved for a certain budget, and then you got to go out and advertise the crap and market this movie or whatever it is so you can try to bring in people to justify and break even, if not actually make some money. The market was already there.
Yeah, 100%. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I think Marvel's in big trouble. I don't know what they're going to do. Because also they have like the guy that's playing.
What was that writer strike still going on too?
No, the writer's strikes ended, but like that one guy that was playing Kang or whatever, Jonathan Majors, the black guy, like he had some like physical assault charge that was brought to him, and so now like Marvel's gonna totally scrap the Kang as a villain and try to rewrite the next like Avengers movie completely. Like Marvel is like in like complete shambles, right? This is I apologize, like super nerdy talk, but it's like. It's really interesting to see how, like, you go from like 2008 to like 2019. Like, it was just a meteor, right? I mean, how successful. I mean, it was feeling it was gonna just be sustainable forever. And then they, got a little too big for their britches, got leaned into the wokeness, and people were like, for those reasons.
Well, I feel
I'm out.
I feel like they got rid of everybody way too quick with that phase 2 or 4 or whatever they were calling it. Everybody that you came to like know and love, except for Thor, then they screwed that one up.
Yeah.
Everybody was gone. It's like you got this new Captain America. You've got new Iron Man, but it's like a girl now, like a young girl.
Yeah, Ironheart or whatever. Yeah, they threw into the Wakanda Forever or whatever, but no one
guess,
cares. No
yeah.
one wants to watch that.
It's all garbage.
Yeah.
All of it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even in charge of that kind of stuff, but like clearly you could see that the kid from Iron Man 2 or whatever that was at Tony Stark's funeral.
Yeah.
Like that should have been something that maybe took on the mantle.
Yeah, you could do. I think it's like Iron Lad in the show or the comics or whatever. But here's the thing: is that again, like not even like nerdy comic book people care about that stuff. So like again, the general audience is not gonna care. Like the fact that you were able to get the average person to actually really know, because again, unless you're like grew up like as a nerd, you had no idea who like Iron Man really was or like Thor. No one, unless you read comics or liked it a lot. You didn't know. You knew Spider-Man. That was pretty much it.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Spider-Man,
always
Batman,
knows.
Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew the X-Men were there, but
Yeah,
all the other Marvel stuff was kind of...
It was kind of just there.
Yeah, and
like,
it became a thing mainstream because of the MCU.
Yes, like the MCU and these actors made like again Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor like household names where like kids are dressing up like them at Halloween and want to. No one dressed up like Iron Man when we were kids. No one did. I don't know anyone that would have done that.
No.
Everyone was like Spider-Man or Batman or Superman. Like I said, that was the superhero you dressed up as.
Well, it's funny because the only people that are really saving, I feel like, I don't know. It's weird because it's not quite bridged over, but it's like Deadpool. Deadpool and bringing back Hugh Jackman from Wolverine, even though he said he was done. And I like Hugh Jackman a lot, but the dude was done. He was ready. He'd been playing Wolverine for
20 years.
Yeah.
Like 15
And
maybe.
he said he was done after Logan, and I liked Logan. Logan
That
was
movie
like...
that's a good movie. Hey, again, even if you don't like comic book movies, whatever, Logan is a very good film.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good film.
But apparently through the multiverse or whatever, Deadpool does Deadpool things and brings back... Because he's got that watch or whatever from Deadpool 2. You know? So
what it probably is that, again, not only did they probably back the Brinks truck up to Hugh Jackman's house and said, please, for the love of God, come back just one more time.
Right.
But I bet you, because again, like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are actually like, I think they actually have a decent relationship in real life. So Ryan Reynolds is probably like, dude, please come back and do this one more time. Like, please come do this.
dude, he got Celine Dion.
I know.
I mean, he could pull anybody into this franchise. But
is Ryan Reynolds the best guy in Hollywood?
I don't know. I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan.
I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan.
I mean, I watch, me and the wife, we watch Welcome to Wrexham. And they got
it's on Hulu, right? A documentary?
Third season? Second. Yeah, but it's that docuseries.
Yeah.
And we just finished that season 2 of that.
I heard
him and Rob McElhenney.
Right.
From It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
And, dude, sometimes they get, like, Paul Rudd was in one of the episodes because they just come out and, like,
it's my buddy Paul.
At this, they had the King of England, King and Queen or whatever. They came to Wrexham, and Rob and Ryan got to meet them. And they had to take these like gentleman courses to figure out how to like interact with like the royal family and all
That's
that.
So awesome.
But like through this, you actually feel like I feel like I know them even better. You know what I mean? Because it's
yeah.
But yeah, A-listers, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I like Ryan Reynolds as again, even as a regular person, he seems actually like pretty down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he seems to have a good marriage with his wife, and they have, I think, what is it, like 3 kids? I think.
Yeah,
or
I
something
think
like that,
so.
3 or 4. So like, you know, good.
And I didn't know.
Seems
I mean, until really, I guess this the Wrexham thing. It never clicked. If you ever watched It's Always Sunny, Dee, the girl, that's Rob's wife in real life.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So it's all of them and Charlie Day and like it's like they're friends in real life, and they're like, who can we get that's just wild and crazy to be part of the show? Danny DeVito. He's just sick enough to do it. So then you just have this dumpster fire that is Danny DeVito in the show. And I'm a big Sunny fan.
Yeah, I
haven't watched it in years.
It's been a while, but it is so funny.
That brings me back to like college. It was like It's Always Sunny and Workaholics.
Yeah,
so
dude,
good.
Workaholics is a forgotten show.
People
don't
super slept on.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Well, they kind of got screwed because they were supposed to come out with this big Workaholics movie or something, and they got canned or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's his name? The Workaholics guy, the main guy.
I don't
from
remember their
Pitch
names.
Perfect and all that.
Yeah, I can't.
Adam Driver. What's his name?
No.
Is it? Am I close? I think I'm close.
You might be. You have
All
to
right.
look it up.
But yeah, so I don't know. So they've done it. Those three characters have done other things together. Those Netflix movies and a few things like that that are kind of dorky and fun.
Yeah.
But there was never that workaholics movie.
I didn't know there was supposed to be a movie. That's unfortunate. That was funny.
Adam Devine. I was close. I had the Adam and I had the D. Got to get the D.
You always have the D. Yeah, that's very, that brings back that. Also, not only those two shows, but did you watch Blue Mountain State? Very funny show. Very funny show.
That's like that Varsity Blues, whatever, but
Kinda,
like a show version, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's so funny. It's so good. It's so stupid, but it's fun. It makes me laugh.
I never saw that one.
Like I watched it a little bit with Christina, and I was like, I used to watch this when I was in school. Like, you didn't watch this. And every couple of episodes, she looked at me like,
what are we watching?
Yeah, like, what is this? I'm like, you want to know kind of what college is like? It's like this, but like tap down because it's a little ridiculous.
Right, a little over top just to make it
funny,
viewable. Speaking of watching things, what me and the wife have been doing, just because of the writer strike and everything that's coming out is woke, we've been going back in time. We've been starting watching like old movies.
Okay.
My wife, as you know, is homeschooled, so a lot of joy and pleasure that I got out of the first few years of dating and marriage and so forth has been peeling back the layers of that homeschooledness and introducing her to the world of cinema, like that was she was deprived of. You know, she's seen things like, I don't know, like she's seen all the Rocky movies, for example. She's like, oh, we grew up watching these. Like, okay, not too bad. What about Braveheart? No. What about Die Hard? No. What about, Lord of the Rings? Yes. Like, yeah, that you would. But like,
you would.
There's like some that were obvious, and then there's some that you're like, are you kidding me? So we have to watch it.
Yeah.
So we've been going through like a bunch of old Brad Pitt ones, lately. So we've been doing. I showed her a couple months ago was like Legends of the Fall. We watched Meet Joe Black. That's like a lot of these good like 90s, 80s. I've showed her Interview with the Vampire, the one with Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, I slept
did
on
that
movie.
one like a
Pretty
year.
Good.
He didn't want to do that movie.
Really?
Yeah. So it's he was having such a hard time working with Tom Cruise. Apparently, what he said, that he wanted to get out, that he was miserable. He just wanted out. And when he went to go try to break his contract, because he had this, I don't think it was Universal, but whatever the studio was, they had him for like a 3-movie contract, and this was one of the movies they wanted to do. So if he were to break that contract, his payout was to break the contract was going to be $40 million. So naturally, he stayed and finished the movie. But he says it's like one of the worst movies he's ever been. But I like the movie. I think he still did a good job, even though he's miserable.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't phone it in, which is kudos to him. Have you seen Troy?
Yeah, Troy's a good one.
Yeah,
we just watched one I've never seen, which is kind of rare because I watch a lot of movies. But 7 Years in Tibet. That's got Brad Pitt and the dude who played Remus Lupin in Harry Potter.
Really?
Yeah, they're World War II soldiers.
Seen this movie. Okay.
I think World War II, World War I. Soldiers that get capped. No, not even soldiers. He's German. He was part of Nazi Germany-ish, and he went to go he was a mountaineer. So he wanted to go to Tibet to try to climb this mountain. Well, at that time, it was British-controlled India, which Tibet, it's part of India, China, all that, Pakistan.
Right.
And they get captured, so he's a POW. Well, he escapes. And while trying to escape, he ends up being meeting the Dalai Lama, which is a little kid at the time. Oh. So he gets stuck there and builds this relationship with the Dalai Lama, but then they're getting attacked by China or something. It's over the course of 7 years he's stuck in Tibet, and he ends up going home eventually, but then coming back. I don't know. It was a really good movie, but those Legends of the Fall, all that type of movies. So we're running out of stuff to watch. So we just keep going old. We've been going through war movies. We did all the Band of Brothers.
It's a good show.
But last night when we were scratching our heads, we were about to start the Harry Potter franchise because it's kind of Christmassy and we were about to do that. And so we started Rocky. So we just started watching Rocky 1 and we got halfway through 2. So we're going through all the Rockies now.
Nice. Yeah, Rocky 1 is such it's like actually, as the series goes on, sure it gets cheesy, but they're really great movies. But the first, I
didn't realize how slow the first one was.
It's
though.
It's a drama.
It's not an action 80s movie.
Yes.
He poured his heart and soul in when he wrote that one.
Yeah. And it's
A lot different than the
great
movie series we just finished that I made her watch. She had never seen Rambo. So we watched like all 5.
I love Rambo.
Over the span of like a week.
Have you ever seen
First Blood is slept on.
it is
That's
a good movie.
good movie.
Have you seen Commando though with Schwarzenegger?
I'm sure I have. It doesn't ring a bell. There's so many of those like 80s like Schwarzenegger movies. You know what I mean?
I love the 80s action films like that. Roadhouse.
Oh yeah.
So
all
excellent.
of those. So that's kind of what we're going through right now. But
yeah, it is difficult because, again, like there is an aspect where, again, you want to try to separate like the art from, the artist and everything like that. And in all honesty, no matter who you watch in Hollywood, like for someone like us, like you basically do that with everything, because there are like maybe like 2 people in all of Hollywood that would agree with anything that we care about at this point.
Our values.
Yeah. Which would be like maybe like Chris Pratt and like John Voight at this point. like that would be about it. But yeah, it's tough because it's just like, again, like so much of just the material alone, it's just like it's shoved in your face. I'm like, oh my god!
So much of Hollywood is repeating the same stuff.
There's
just
no,
monetizing.
There's no creativity.
It's like the Ghostbuster franchise, like just rewriting things that are already there.
Oh yeah,
there's like
isn't there
very
like another
little
one coming out now or something?
They did the girl power one I never watched, and then they did the.
It's like
the legacy one,
like Stranger Things, basically, but Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd. Yeah. I mean, I heard it was pretty good. It wasn't bad,
but it was the same plot of the Ghostbusters 2 to me.
Yeah, you're like, I've seen this.
You got the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper, but it has some cameos, and the people are older, and then you have the Stranger Things kids. And it's like
you're like, I've seen this show before. Wait, no, this is something else, right?
Yeah, but it's just rewritten. It's
recycled. Yeah,
like they put the same ingredients and they shake it up in a cardboard box and just see how it falls differently, and usually it's the same thing. But there's Paul Rudd.
Yeah, and who doesn't love Paul Rudd? Which I agree with you. Who doesn't love Paul Rudd?
Yeah,
I mean, look at us.
But speaking of movies,
yes,
how soon is too soon to start watching Christmas movies?
Well, here's the thing. So,
because we talked about retail, we talked about all that, but in your household,
this is a good question because we have already started watching.
I've already started too.
Here's the thing.
What'd you start with?
The first one we watched was the Disney version of A Christmas Carol. Right, it was kind of an easy one, but then Home Alone was the first official Christmas
we watched
movie.
Home Alone 1 and then 2. Like
2 was tonight before I left the house.
Was it?
Yeah, I love Lost in New York.
We've watched Home Alone 1 and 2 twice already.
Nice.
But that's what we put on the other day when we were doing the tree too.
Mm.
Home Alone is while you're putting up Christmas decorations, that's like the movie.
Quintessential movie. Like again, and you can go back and listen because we weren't recording yet to our top 10 Christmas films. Or do we do top 5? And I think we did top 10.
I think you originally wanted 3, and then we ended up doing 5.
I think so.
Because you couldn't pick 3, and I was like, fine, I'll change my list.
It's too hard because there's so many great ones.
My kids are going to sleep. They're waving through the window.
So, there's a lot of debate, right? As far as when is it too soon? No, maybe watch Christmas movies, put up the tree. What we did, and I think this is more than safe, okay? There's some people that are very much sticklers. This would be like kind of like rad trad sort of Christians, right?
Rad trad.
Yeah.
Never heard that phrase.
Yeah, like kind of like super like traditionalist, kind of thing. Would wait till December, right? Advent to start, all that kind of stuff. Here's the thing.
Black Friday is a good rule of thumb.
That's not bad, but again, I think even the weekend before Thanksgiving, which is what we did, we put our tree up Sunday. You put your tree up on Sunday.
Yeah,
right.
Without talking.
It
happens. Funny enough, that happens a lot.
It does.
Like, what are you wearing tonight? You've been joggers and Nikes for so long.
Yeah, and tonight I was like jeans and boots, and here we are. We don't talk.
Yeah,
but that's what happens with you when you're a Texan, right? It's 55 degrees outside. You're like, I can wear jeans and boots, like perfect, right? Because here's the thing, it's great. It's not that I'm like what would say like a country boy, right, or anything. I am Southern, but jeans and boots just make your life easy because you just put that on and any t-shirt, button, whatever. It doesn't matter. It all works.
Yeah,
it's very versatile.
It's not even a country thing. It's just a Texan thing.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's a Texan thing. I mean,
you can wear slacks, boots, and like a blazer.
It works.
And that's like business, casual business, professional.
In Texas.
Yeah.
100%. Like, absolutely. And as a Texan, you should have a pair of boots. Again, you don't need to listen to country music, but you're a Texan. You should have a pair of boots.
I wear boots every day for work, and half the time I'm still listening to like high school emo music just to take me back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the other night, yeah, when I didn't say anything, but I noticed when we were going to pick up my new Traeger, which we need to talk about too.
Ooh, good. Yeah. There's a good little roll.
It brought me right back to 8th, 9th grade. It was fantastic.
And the next thing you know, it'll be like Zach Bryan or Ryan Bingham, and it's like, okay. And then back to Silverstein or AFI.
Ryan Bingham and Zach Bryan is like that same music just for like us as adults. It's the same. It's
like
thing.
sad boy country.
It's sad boy country, and it's perfect for me.
See, I'm not the honky tonk type of country.
I
don't listen to the George Strait or the Johnny Cash. I grew up with it. I know half of it by heart. But if I'm in my ride listening, it's not going to be that. Like, if I'm at a party and Elvis comes on, I'll sing Elvis. But if I'm by myself, I'm not going to put Elvis on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although Elvis is pretty good.
I'm more like Pierce the Veil or something like,
so good. It is so good. It is excellent. So, but yeah, I mean, I think the weekend before Thanksgiving, more than appropriate to put up your tree.
Agreed.
Again, for me,
if you're going to go through all the work, you got to have at least 30 days with the tree up.
Absolutely. And here's the thing.
And if you're scared, can I give you a little hint? Here's a little piece of advice. If you're scared, take your Halloween stuff down, but keep up the spooky stuff that's not so spooky, so it's more fall. So I've got a painted jack-o'-lantern that's been in my family forever. Well, if you flip it around, it's not a jack-o'-lantern anymore. Guess what? It's a pumpkin.
It's just a pumpkin.
So all the Halloween stuff's down, but there's some fall stuff still up. But my neighborhood doesn't know that it's full on Christmas inside.
Yeah, you're
just buying that extra week. So the kids are happier, but outside, this still looks like fall, y'all.
Yeah, it is fall, y'all. And so I see you got to have a little bit of transition, I think, because like people that put up the tree immediately, like Christmas stuff, or immediately after Halloween, it's a little much for me. A little too much.
The only people outside with Christmas lights are the ones who've paid for it. Because those workers are trying to hit all their houses. And I hear that those guys can make 6 figures.
I 100% believe it.
Yeah, between the Christmas light installs. So, yeah, they got to start early because if they have 100, 200 houses to do, yeah, they got to get to it. But as a homeowner, I've often contemplated, because I hate putting up Christmas lights. I hate it.
Yeah, I got to do
I don't even like heights.
I got to do it this weekend.
Yeah. I've been putting it off.
That reminds me, I need to order some gutter clips.
Yeah, you're better off doing that online.
By the time you go to
Walmart, like they're picked over.
Yeah, no, they're on Amazon. And I'm glad I found them because I didn't want to do like the Clark Griswold, like staple the lights to the house. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, there's got to be like Amazon's got to have like just gutter clips so you can just put on there, and there were.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yes, please.
So as a homeowner, I thought I was being wicked smart. I thought
wicked smart.
Yeah, I'm like, I can take these Christmas lights down super easy, super lazy, but also super easy. Because just because it's easy doesn't mean it's lazy. Maybe it's smart. Maybe it's intellect. I took the extension cord, and since I just had the little shingle clips, the gutter clips, whatever you want to call them, they just, for me, I don't have a gutters on the front, so they just slide under the shingles.
Okay.
The Christmas lights pull really easy if you're on the ground level. You're just pulling the cord.
Yeah.
And the bulbs are starting to fall, but the clips stay there. I never took the clips down for a season. It was the year before last. I left them all up. You can barely see them. You know what I mean? I left them up for a full year, thinking when I come around next Christmas, smarty me,
they'll be there already.
I just clip the lights back in. Man, that Texas sun and the weather, those cheap plastic were so brittle. Every single one would just snap. So then I was like a double-edged sword. Now I'm out of clips because I didn't go to buy any because I thought I already was good. And so I had to pull all the old broken plastic and then sweep it up because I'm up on a ladder, so I'm just throwing them down.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I had to go take them all down and put all new ones up. You try to be smart. Sometimes it bites you.
You know.
But at least you have a one story.
Yes.
You know who gives me a hard time for not being a man and going up to the second story? My own wife. For 3 years, I'm like, I'll go from garage all the way, wrap around the full porch. I'll do the whole 9. I'll wrap the tree. I'll wrap the columns. I'm not getting on the second story.
She looks at you.
It's not worth
What are you, a fucking
death.
bitch?
Yeah, basically. She like pulls out the man card from her own purse and like, I don't think you want this back. I'll hold on to it for you. I'm just like, over Christmas lights? I just think she wants the life insurance. Put up the lights, honey. Go up to the top. It'll look better from the street. You know what? When I'm sitting on the couch enjoying my bourbon or my little adult time with my wife, family movie, whatever you want to call it, I'm not looking at my damn house from the outside.
No.
That's for everybody else. Half the time when we get home from school, grocery store, dinner, or whatever, you may see it when you're pulling in the driveway. It may be nice.
That's about it.
Other than that, it's for everybody else. And if you don't remember to turn it off or got it on the timer, guess what? You're paying for everybody else to see it.
Yeah.
But my inside, that's for me. That's done up.
Yeah. It is. And it looks good too.
Thank you.
It looks good. It looks good. So yeah, I'm absolutely like, hey, like there, but yeah. And so Sunday, we put our tree up. We got decorations inside the house. I think this weekend I'm gonna try to do the lights on the outside. You just got to remember to order the clips or whatever. But
Do you have bulbs and all that?
Yeah. I got everything.
You checked them? Every bulb?
Yep.
Double checked them?
Yeah.
Checked them twice?
So I actually got for the outside like the little hanging
Icicle ones?
like snowflakes.
Oh, nice. I've got the icicle ones.
Very
I
nice.
bought like 2 strands. But they don't really dangle because they're so tight that they kind of bunch up. You got to stretch them out every year.
Okay. So yeah, like the snowflakes dangle pretty well. And again, I got them for our other house, or the rental house, which was 1 story, 2, so I should have enough. I hope so, because I probably couldn't match them if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I really hope this will work. So yeah, I mean, we're doing that, and but again, I want to say, go from there and actually talk about Thanksgiving, because you actually had a good idea of talking about our favorite and least favorite Thanksgiving items, right, to eat, which I think is a great idea, right? Because this is a quasi, like Thanksgiving special. I don't know. We're just, I mean, if you've made it this far, clearly you know that we're just fucking around. So, should we do our least favorite or favorite item?
I didn't really put much thought into it. I'm just going to wing it. So I'll follow your lead.
Okay, but yeah, which one do you want to do first? You want to do favorite or least favorite?
Favorite.
Favorite?
What is your Christian? What is your favorite Thanksgiving item, food to eat, consume?
So,
gravy. Mine's gravy. Just kidding. That's my favorite. Just can you imagine? Just gravy.
So my favorite is actually stuffing.
You look like a stuffing guy.
I love stuffing.
Okay. Stuffing is probably my answer to both.
It's your favorite and least favorite?
Because there's so much variance in stuffing.
It can't go wrong.
Stuffing can be like the like fluffiest, best, like almost like a cornbread texture that's like savory and salty and good.
Yes.
It can be the worst thing, like who put kitty litter in here? Like kind of like you don't know what's in there. It's the Wild West. It's like got pine nuts and cranberries. It's more of like a fucking fruit cake than a stuffing. When you're like, God, why do you? Why are you the way you are? Like,
why are you the way that you are?
So, and then it was Bobby Flay. I saw a TikTok today, and it was Bobby Flay talking about a Thanksgiving hack.
Okay.
He said on the back burner of your stove, keep some chicken stock hot and warm, and just leave it back there.
Okay.
And what you can do is he was talking about like taking slits into your stuffing and ladling in that chicken stock.
Ooh.
So it makes it like
keeps it moist.
Get out of my head. So it makes it moist again and just kind of livens things back up. And it was also talking about like if your turkey's a little dry, what you can do is like as you slice it, you just like bathe it both sides real quick in it, and it like brings it
like
back
to
juicy
life.
turkey again.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, pretty smart idea.
Dude, I've watched some TikToks of people smoking turkeys because I have a Traeger now.
Good segue.
And dude, some of these guys, I mean, when they cut into the turkey, it just squirts out.
That does happen.
But I was like, I'm like, that's impressive.
But that's what my father-in-law's been
To
doing
be able to keep
for years.
your meat that moist while you're
Low
smoking
and slow, baby. Low and slow. But yeah, it's different than the oven.
Yes.
Because to me, oven, obviously, you can control the temperature very, very well. But I don't know, just something about the smoker. I mean, you're going to get the flavor that an oven can't provide.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Traeger, since it's pellet, I feel like you're pretty darn close to having the reliability of that consistent temperature that you won't get over like a regular wood smoker, unless you're really dialed in and know your equipment. But that's not me. That's why I have a pellet grill. I want the flavor, but I want it to be easy.
Yeah.
I want to focus on my rubs and marinades rather than, okay, all this work that I did into prep, can I screw it up just because I'm not eyeballing it every 5 minutes to make sure it's within the zone?
I mean, yeah, the Traeger is the smoker of the 21st century. I mean, it allows you it frees you of that burden.
Yeah, if you're going to the mall and you see that iPhone store, the Apple store, the Traeger is the Apple store.
It is.
Of the
it is.
World.
Yeah, the Traeger is the iPhone of the smoker world.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Yeah, we should.
Hey, have you been to like Home Depot lately?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. Next time you go, like, they put their grill section right near the main entrance. It's like the first thing you see other than seasonal. And the first one that's right at the front corner is the Traeger Timberline. It's like the $4,000 one.
Oh, and it is.
It looks like a built-in
gorgeous.
like outdoor kitchen one, but it's all one Traeger.
Yes, it is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous piece of equipment, but it is.
I told my
very
wife,
expensive.
and she's like, "No, you're good. You got your one." I'm like,
but you don't understand. It's so much. This would be so much better.
But no, my father-in-law's been doing. He does it like he does the deep fried bird, and he'll do 2 birds on the smoker. He's been doing it for years, and he's doing it again this year. And I'm like, what kind of crazy concoction are you gonna get up to now? Because sometimes he's like doing like bacon brines and injecting and doing all kinds of like.
But your Uncle
he
Dan
puts his heart and soul into it.
He does a good job.
Yeah,
he does a very good job.
So I mean, I'm gonna smoke a pork butt Black Friday. It's gonna be my first pork butt. Which is, you think that'd been like one of the first things I would have did because it's so forgiving. Yeah. But they're so cheap, and I wanted to start with brisket, so I've went through several briskets. But I'm gonna do my first pork butt. But it's like a 12-hour smoke.
I gotta feel like I'm ready.
No,
like I said, I've done chicken, I've done ribs, done burgers. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna do burgers again, and then I'm gonna do. I have a pork shoulder, so I'm gonna do some pulled pork.
Again, you're on the right path. Very cheap, inexpensive items that if you screw up, okay, they were $10 burgers. Yeah. When you screw up a $50 or $70, $80 brisket,
that sucks.
Bring a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
Especially when you did 12 hours worth of work.
Exactly. So that's
now, granted, that was the first thing I ever did was a brisket.
You're a bold man.
And I've told this story because the power went out for multiple hours. I had to plug it into my truck because it's got an outlet in the back, and I ran that diesel for like 5 hours to finish. I rolled my little smoker to the front in the garage. It's pouring rain sideways. The power's out. And I'm out there running my truck like,
I'm going to finish it.
Funny enough, my engine light came on in my truck because it didn't like running that long idling. You know why?
Why?
Because of all that emissions stuff. That DEF fluid wasn't getting happy. It was starting to get clogged because when you go through a regen cycle, like you really need to be at like a highway speed so it can burn off all that particulates and stuff. Yeah. I don't have that problem anymore. It's all gone. We're tuned and deleted now, so I can run my Traeger if I ever had to pull it out front again with no worries. But yeah, so that was my little venture. It was my first smoke, and I chose to go with the prize that is the brisket. I wasn't going to lose it. So, but yeah, it's good you're working up to it.
Yeah, it's got to be safe, and
you're a calculated man. I respect it.
Well, with some things, most things, no, I'm not, but I even I got some more rubs over the weekend.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Just Walmart. We were looking at, we were going to get the tree because it's on the outdoor section, right? Mm-hmm. So they have their little Even they sell like pit bosses at Walmart now, which is I thought pretty surprising. But so that all the stuff was right there. So let me go take a look. So I got a few. Actually, like one was like for chicken. I was gonna do one that was like a tequila lime. I was like, I don't know how often I'll use that, so I'm not gonna do that one right now. But I got this one that was like a ranch, almost like a ranch flavoring of it.
Okay.
Rub. So I was like, okay, that's good. Right, my kids will like that.
My kids.
And then like just like a kind of other overall like just like bird rub, or then you can also use for other stuff. So
dude, chicken on the smoker is like the way to go.
Yeah.
So much flavor, and it's chicken, so it's cheap. And I'm never gonna cook chicken in the oven again.
I'm gonna do thighs though next time because we only had chicken breast. So that's what I did. I want to do thighs because thighs are just it's the best part.
I'll give you my recipe for thighs if you want it.
I'm a thigh guy, so that works.
Yeah, boneless. Is it boneless? Not skinless. I like the skin on the thighs.
Well, if you're gonna smoke, I think you got to have the skin because that's what you get that.
No, I mean it's bone in and skin.
Yeah,
because it's the cheapest one, but it's the best flavor.
Yeah,
and the trick is how to get that skin crispy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then also it's also the most forgiving part of the chicken.
It's dark meat.
Yeah, it's always very juicy, and makes good. Also makes good
tacos.
Yeah.
If you screw it up, chop it up.
Yeah, exactly. You just chop it up, throw it in a tortilla, makes your life easy. That's honestly that's a life tip for anything, right? If you're cooking meat and it's a little overdone, whatever, just chop it up real fine, throw it some cheese and some sauce in a tortilla.
So at that point, you're putting salsa or something in it.
Exactly. So it's no big deal. Exactly. So and who doesn't love a good taco, right? So yeah, we'll work our way up to the brisket here soon. I'm feeling it because I want to, right? It's a bit. I want to make sure I'm ready for it because I do not want to screw it. Like I said, if I'm gonna spend $50 on a brisket, I want to make sure
that's a small brisket too.
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's a lot of meat.
Today's prices, inflation's a real bitch.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe Biden. Anyway, so but even just my what?
I was gonna say I thought you were getting back to it. So that was your favorite food. What's your?
Oh yeah. So stuffing is my favorite, right? Okay. Just because it really brings everything together.
Love to get stuffed. Got it.
I usually do the stuffing, but anyway.
You make your own, really?
Oh yeah. So I should go with my least favorite.
Sure.
Least favorite is green beans.
Really?
Just because they're so plain. I mean, people try to throw breadcrumbs on there or do like a Parmesan crisp or bacon. It's just...
I'm not a big green bean person. My wife loves green beans. My kids get it from her.
Really? Okay.
But good southern green beans with bacon and butter, like to the point where it's like drowning in butter. And you scoop to the bottom because all the butter comes up with it.
So when it tastes almost nothing like green beans, you like green beans?
Yeah, when it tastes like home, you're there. Yeah. Other than that, it is a squeaky rain boot you're eating.
Good description, but a lot of times it's very dry. A lot of times because and
if you get them from a can, they're just mushy.
Yeah, so yeah. I just not good. It's like I said, I don't mind them, but it's my least favorite out of all the things that you have in the spread that is Thanksgiving. Green beans are the worst.
Yeah, it's not my least favorite. It's not something I would reach for, but I'll make sure there's extra bacon on it or something.
Okay. So all right, okay. So I guess your favorite is stuffing.
I guess the turkey's my favorite. Just a meat guy.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
but back to the stuffing. The stuffing could be my favorite or least favorite. There's just something about it. Like it could be the most savory, best part of Thanksgiving, or it could be like because usually with my family, at least on my parents' side, it's kind of potluckish.
Yeah.
So there could be 3 stuffings there, and it's like a roll in the dice. Which one are you going to put on your plate? Which one's the good one?
Which one is a good one?
And then I go to like my in-laws and there's just one, because so.
Yeah. Well, I think your mother-in-law does the stuffing that is there, right? Oh, no, I think it's my mother-in-law actually is the one that brings the stuffing.
Can't remember.
One of our mother-in-laws does the stuffing.
I can't remember. Are y'all coming over?
Yeah.
Or is your side doing something?
No, we're coming over.
I'll see you there, brother.
Yeah, I'll see you there. Same.
But my least favorite.
Same time, same place every year.
I'll bring the bourbon.
Yes.
Least favorite. Dude, I'm just not a fan of cranberry sauce. I don't know what it is.
Me neither.
Like, it is supposed to be, like, you think Thanksgiving, besides the turkey, obviously, it's stuffing and cranberry sauce. I don't get it.
You know what's funny? I'm actually going to change mine to cranberry sauce just because the reason why is I will put green beans on my plate and I'll probably eat
But
some.
you won't
I will not touch the cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
So it can't. So in reality, that has to be my least favorite because I don't want to even touch it. I won't even think about it.
Like gravy. I'm always going to reach for gravy.
You got to have gravy.
I mean, I like your gravy, but I'm going to put it on my plate and be like, I may not drown everything in it.
But you'll put a little taste.
Yeah.
A little taste. Keep everything moist.
Exactly. But when it's a good gravy, I'm putting it on everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going back for more gravy, you know? So at least you kind of know with the gravy you're safe.
Yeah.
But I'm never reaching for cranberry sauce.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no. And here's the thing, because if you think about all the other things in Thanksgiving, like, it's all pretty safe. Like, mac and cheese. Who doesn't love mac and cheese?
Yeah. Could
Actually,
be dry. Could be too much breadcrumbs, or if they try to get too crazy with it. But it's at the end of the day, it's mac and cheese.
Yeah. You're going to be all right with
Put
it.
some gravy on it. It'll get moist again.
Exactly. Right, mashed potatoes. Who doesn't love mashed potatoes?
I love some mashed potatoes.
I love mashed potatoes. Yeah. Christina's in charge of the mashed potatoes this year.
Extra butter.
10 pounds.
Yeah. 10 pounds?
10 pounds of taters is what she's bringing
Dang.
on Thanksgiving. So, plenty for everybody. All right, well, plenty for like the 3 people that could eat it and would want to eat it, which is like you, me, and I don't know, I guess 2 of the kids, I guess.
What, the potatoes?
Yeah. Well, because everybody like in our family, right, whether it's my wife by choice or your wife.
Usually there's like 3 things of mashed potatoes.
Well, I think Christina's the only one doing mashed potatoes this year because
Okay.
it's never eaten because majority of the people that come to Thanksgiving cannot eat the mashed
Because
potatoes.
Nana brings her own. Tracy brings her own.
Yeah.
And then like I usually have to fight between which one's better, and then I try not to like say which one's better.
You're like,
even if asked. They're both good, just different.
They're delicious. They're just. I'm gonna walk away now. And so I'm pretty sure it's just about. I don't know. I just know that your mother-in-law texted my wife about what to bring, and that's what she's doing. But all the other sides, I mean, you're safe. Like, you know, dinner rolls. Who does? I mean, it's bread.
What about the sweet potato souffle? That's something that's typically at my in-law side, but my family side, the more traditional
I usually
Thanksgiving
just
side is like
forget about it.
sweet potato something. Whether it's like yams or some kind of, there's always.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't like because we eat sweet potatoes like fairly often in my own house. It just, I'm like, I'm getting my plate. I'm like, I get it all the time.
I'd rather get more turkey or more mashed potatoes and dinner rolls.
Or more stuffing or more mac and cheese or more anything else besides that.
Exactly.
Anything else besides that. So, well, the one thing is we didn't include like dessert. So is dessert just like a separate category for Thanksgiving?
Do you have a least favorite dessert?
I mean, no, but you can say your favorite. Like, what's your favorite pie?
I'm not a pie person.
You're not a pie guy?
I'm not a pie guy.
Who doesn't like pie?
I'm not a 3.1 blah blah. 3.14.
3.15. Is it 1.4? I don't know.
3.14.
You don't like pie at all?
8, 9. It keeps going or whatever.
You don't like pie at all?
I mean, is cheesecake a pie?
I mean, it's cake. It's in the name.
It's cheese. Are you really trying to say cheesecake is a cake?
I mean, what else is it if it's not a cake?
What?
What are you
It's
saying?
just
It's
a
a
name.
Are you saying it's
It
a pie?
has a crust. It's a crust and a filling.
Are you trying to say that cheesecake is a pie?
It resembles and acts more like a pie.
Oh my god.
Is it a fluffy thing that's iced? It's baked like a pie. It's in a pie tray, typically.
Are we gonna have an argument about what is a cheesecake?
I mean, this is gonna clip it up.
For the 2 people that watch this video,
Comment
put it in the comment. Is cheesecake a cake or a pie? I'm gonna put it on our Instagram too. Is cheesecake a pie or a cake?
Dude, I think it's more of a pie. But anyways,
I'm actually
if you're
interested
talking true pie, I'm not a pie guy. Pecan
Really?
pie, I'll pick at. I like the crust on them, which is just like typically like a cheesecake. It's got a good graham cracker crust.
Okay.
But if we're talking like good old American apple pie, in my life, I've probably made like 100 pies, I feel like.
You have? Like you
Yeah.
personally?
Since I've been hitched to my wife, I'm in charge of making the pies.
Are you really?
Yeah. I think I've gotten out of it over the last year or so. because for 5 years I've acted like put out by it, but like every time it comes around, I'm like, I'll end up doing it still, but they ask me less and less. I don't think I did any last year, but I'm making the pie, so obviously it's like pre-made dough and all that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like it's fully from scratch. It's pre-made Pillsbury dough. Put it in the pan, add your fillings or whatever it is, and then I do the crust where I'm like doing the lattice or I'm doing cutouts and different designs. I make those pies every year. I'm the pie guy, and I don't like pie.
Really?
So every time you come over and you see the different designs, that's me.
If you make one this year, can you do one that says Trump 2024?
I could probably do that.
That'd be funny. And I only say that because ultimately it'd be funnier if there was someone that was actually a leftist in our family. But it's like I was messaging you today. Our family is boring because everyone actually agrees, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
Like we can't have any like funny Thanksgiving like back and forth because everyone's like, yeah, we're all conservative.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Joe Biden sucks.
Well,
it's like,
unfortunately,
this is not fun.
Here in 2023, even if you were on the fence or undecided, I think this administration has pissed off so many people that were moderate or left that now they're pushing them right.
It's not even they're pushing it. They're just like, oh my God, this is so terrible. Please, please, please bring Trump back.
Yeah.
Please, please.
Somebody kill me, please.
So, but wow, you don't like any pie? Okay. I mean, pecan pie is my favorite.
Pecan?
Yeah.
Pecan
pie.
Yeah,
it is my favorite.
Depending on how
I
it
love,
is, I mean, I'll eat it.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's not something I'm reaching for.
I love pecan pie. I mean,
do you put the dollop of Cool Whip on top?
Oh, you gotta have the Cool Whip.
Cool Whip, or is it the Ready Whip?
Yeah, either one.
There is a difference.
I mean, there is.
Comes down to texture.
I mean, the Cool Whip is actually it's close to ice cream, right? So that's where I would say it's better. But I mean, because for me, there's nothing better than like a warm piece of like pecan or apple pie with like a scoop of Bluebell homemade vanilla ice cream on top.
Bluebell, yeah.
It's got to be.
But
like
at that point,
combo.
You're not really eating pie anymore.
Yeah, you are.
At that point, it's almost more like cobbler. Because cobbler traditionally is served with the ice cream. Pie is not.
True, but can I tell you what? There is nothing like a good cobbler, man. I tell you what.
Cobbler's very southern.
What?
Up north, they got pies, but if they got cobbler, that's a southern thing.
You know what? Why do we not have cobbler at Thanksgiving?
I don't know. Cobbler's like the same thing.
But
it's just more of like a top crust, and everything gets to know each other down below.
Well, everybody, you always get closer down below.
That's what I'm saying. It's where the juices flow, down below. All right, what time is it? Just kidding.
I don't know. I think we're right about needing to wrap up on this one.
Who knew cobbler could get so dirty?
Oh.
Must be a blackberry. Peach cobbler. I don't know. That sounded racist. It wasn't meant to.
I thought that's what you were going for.
No, I don't know.
Canceled. Demonetized. Not that we're monetized anyway.
You just won.
But on that note, I think we're gonna go ahead and cut the cord on this one.
Well, thanks for tuning in to our first ever
Thanksgiving special.
We had several Christmas,
Never had a Thanksgiving one. Partially because I don't know. I don't know why we haven't ever done it. But
it's damn near Christmas, and we focus on that.
Yeah, I mean, life gets busy this time of year when you got 3 kids.
I mean, we talked about Thanksgiving, but we spent a good portion of the Thanksgiving special talking about Christmas movies and true. Christmas decorations.
And there's Christmas lights on our mics. So, I mean, again, Thanksgiving is just a pit stop on the way to the North Pole.
Yeah, it's getting your your holiday 15 on early.
Exactly. But don't get too out of control, right? Because you don't want to be January 1st and feeling like a pile of shit, right? So try to just pace yourself. Try to work out a little bit. Be better.
I'm going for that winter bulk myself, so we'll see.
Fair enough. That's all we got. We'll see you next week.
Later.